Welcome to VTU online program. I would like to continue the next content. Okay, last class we have understood about law of returns to scale. What is law of returns to scale and the statement of law. Okay, three types of returns to scale that we have understood with the help of schedule and with the help of graphs. All the three levels of returns we have seen in the last class. Now I would like to explain about isocons. In the earlier classes you understood the returns to scale with the help of the isocons curve Q, Q1, Q2 isocons, no? So what exactly those and what is the nature of these curves, what exactly that need to understand in this class. Isocons are nothing but these are the equal product curves. See, one thing you understood in the long run production function, the factors combinations, inputs combination, capital and labor combinations you have understood is. So, that factors combination will, some of the combinations will give the same level of the output. You can go with the A combination, B combination, C combination or the D combination, because factors are here substitute each other some extent. So, when the substitution can be possible in the factors, the producers can go with according to their convenience and according to their experience in the production, they can go with any combinations. So, these curves are helping us to understand what exactly that combination and how can choose the combination, how can we use that combination to take the practical decisions in the production function, that all the things we can understand with the help of the isocons. So, I already said that isocons are the equal product cons or the equal product curves. All the levels combinations are giving the equal output. Some definitions are there here, that definitions are more clarifying the what is isocons. Villas is saying that the product curves or the isocon curves shows the different combinations of two resources which with which a firm can produce equal amount of the product. So, here in this definition we need to understand one thing, there is a factors combination and factors combinations are different here, the different factors combinations we can see, and all the combinations are giving the equal amount of the product. So, that we need to understand with the help of this definition. And the one more definition has been given from the Swamy-Elson. Swamy-Elson is saying that iso product curves shows the different input combinations that will produce the given output. See, here in this definition he is saying that yes, of course, here also different combinations, okay, factors combinations. These factors combinations are giving the given level of the output, means here he is trying to say that every organization or the every producer wanted to get one level of the output. I want to produce 100 units because the production plan is predetermined by the producer here. He want or she want to produce it the decided output level. To get that decided output level, given output level, they will go with the combination, factor combination. They will make the different combinations with any one combination they can achieve the given output level. Okay, that we can understand with the help of this combination, but all together giving one meaning is that the isocons are the curves and these curves are nothing but the combination of the two factors, and these factors are giving the equal level of the output. Then furthermore we need to understand about the isocons. Isocons are having some assumptions. These curves are based on these assumptions. So, what are these assumptions we need to know? Two factors of production, one is capital and second one is the labor. Two factors of production will be there in the isocons, and divisible factors. Factors can be divided. Factors can be divided according to the expectation. With this belief, with this assumption, the isocons curves are prepared here. So, factors can be divided according to our expectation as a producer. So, this is second assumption. And third is that constant technique, means there is no changes in the technology. Technology will be remain constant. So, when the technology is constant, all the combinations are giving the same level of the output. So, that is another assumption here. and possibility of technical substitution. This I would like to highlight, because here we need to know what is that. Technical substitution between one factor to another factor. For example, instead of using the human resource, we can use the machineries. It means that instead of one factor, we can use the another factor. Means there is a substitution relationship between one factor to another factor. According to their convenience, according to their ability to adopt the technologies, according to their ability to manage the business, they can go with the techno-oriented company or the labor-oriented company. Might be you have heard that some of the organizations is techno-oriented. Some of the firms are the capital oriented. Why? Because they are keeping one factor is less and another factor is more. Based on that what factor is they are keeping it more, we can call it as a that kind of the oriented industry. Means they are keeping labor less and capital more, that firm we can call it as the capital oriented industry. If they are keeping labor more and the capital less, that firm we can call it as a labor oriented industry. Means there is a technical substitution between capital and labor. Instead of using one, we can use the another one to get the same level of the output. Marginal rate of technical substitution. Okay, that is comes here. So possibility of the technical substitution means technical substitution is there between one factor to another factor, it assumes, and second it assumes that marginal rate of technical substitution is equal to one and another. That is also assumption here. So that is the fourth one. And fifth one is that efficient combinations. All the combinations, it assumes that all the combinations are giving the same level of output. It means that all the combinations are equally efficient. There is no difference in the efficiency of the one combination to the another combination. For example, if it is a labor oriented, means labor are more, capital is less, and capital is more, labor are less. Both the combinations are equal efficient here. According to us, by the practical experience, by seeing the firms, we can say where the technology is using more, their output may increase, output may good. But that is not the condition here. The condition is that all the factors, whether it is a labor oriented or the capital oriented, but all the combinations are giving the same level efficiency and same level of the output here. So that is another assumption we can see in the concept of isocont. Based on these assumptions, the isocont concept has been developed here. See, the same isoconts we can understand with the help of this schedule and with the help of the graph. See here, already I said combinations. See, these are the combinations A, B, C, D, E. Here also you have understood, no? I said here both the combinations, B and C combinations. They can go with the B combination or the C combination in the law of returns to scale. Okay, because if they selected this and this is difference. Why? Because these are enjoying in the same isocont curve, means both are producing the same level of the output. That we need to understand here in this graph. See here, A, B, C, D, E are the different combinations, and here are the units. If you want to increase the labor, definitely you have to reduce the capital. Okay, if you want to increase the capital, you have to reduce the labor. If you want to decrease the capital, you have to increase the labor. Means decreasing one factor should lead to the increase in the another factor. That we can understand by the help of this schedule. See, when we are using the capital is 1, means only one capital we are using. When we are using only one capital, labor is more, that is 13. 1 capital and 13 labor together is producing the 100 units of the output. You can go with the A combination if you want to select this. If you go with the A combination, this we can say labor oriented firm. Okay, why? Because capital is less, labor is more here. Labor oriented firm can go with this combination. And second is that B combination. Here we are increasing the capital from 1 to 2. To increase the capital from 1 to 2, we are decreasing the labor, that is 9, 13 to 9. Okay. So here you can go with this combination, 2 capital and 9 labor together will producing the same output, that is 100 units. Okay, 100 units of the cloth, meters, 100 meters of the cloth here. That is what the example cloth has taken here as an example. If you go with the C combination, here see the capital is 3 and labor is 6. See, this is also little bit lighter, what we can say labor oriented, second level of the labor oriented industry, but here this here we can see C combination 3 capital and 6 labor. It is a middle level kind of thing, means they are balancing capital and labor both equally. So, that combination also here producing the 100 units. D combination 4 capital and 4 labor, equal to equal they are taking, that is also producing the 100 units. E combination 5 capital and 3 labor. See, the capital is more here, labor is less. This combination we can say techno oriented firm. Okay, here that is also producing the 100 units. See, all the combinations are producing the same unit of the output. You can go with the A combination, B combination, C combination, D combination, E combination. You are indifferent with the any combination. Why? Because all the combinations are producing the same level of the output. When all the combinations are producing the same level of the output, according to your convenience, according to your business experience, knowledge as a producer, you can go with the any combination. Okay. So, this is what the schedule for the isocons. The same thing we can put it in the graph. See here OK axis we are measuring capital and OL axis we are measuring the labor. Okay. Here when the 3 is the labor, in that situation 5 is the capital. When 3 is the labor, 5 is the capital, the E combination 100 units. Okay. The second combination, D combination 100 units of the output, C combination, B combination, A combination. So, all the combinations are the producing the 100 units of the output. But here in the graph what we are understanding, when we tangent all the points, when we tangent all the combination, we will get the isocont curve. This is called isocont curve. Isocont curve is always sloping downward. Why? Give the reasons, might be the question in the examination. Okay, what is the answer? Answer is that isocont curve is always sloping downward, because instead of to increase the one factor, we need to decrease the another factor. Different combinations are here giving the same level of the output. There is a substitution relations between one factor to another factor. So, because of the substitution between one to another, we are always getting the sloping downward isocont curve. Okay. So, that is what need to be understand here. Next, we need to understand one more concept in the isoconts is that isocont cost line. See, producers I said isoconts divisible factors, but practically the divisible of the factors is quite tough, and practically taking consideration of the directly factors and making the combination is quite tough. So, to solve that problem, the economics has been developed furthermore concept that is called isocost line. Here in the isocost line what they have done, instead of taking the factors directly, factors combinations directly, they have went with the what is that, the factors price. Instead of considering the factors, the price of the factors has been considered, and the price of the factors they have made the combination which is giving the same level of the output. Okay. So, instead of going with the factors, we can go with the price of the factors, we can get to know the isocost line. This is more helpful to the organization to take the decisions here. See how this is, that we need to understand with the help of schedule and with the help of the graph. See here also there are combinations A, B, C, D, E, F, the different combinations. Instead of going with the capital, what we are doing, units of the capital, each is measuring, each capital unit price is 20 rupees. Here we are considering each unit of capital is 20 rupees. And here in this column we are measuring units of labor, each unit price is 10 rupees. The labor unit price is 10 rupees, capital unit price is 20 rupees. Then we are making the outlay, cost outlay of that. Instead of factors we are taking the price of the factors. Then we can go with the combinations. See A combination, here the capital is 0 but labor is 10. This is also producing the 100 units. 0 into 20 plus 10 into 10 is 100. See 0 means here the capital is 0, so 0 into 20 plus what is the thing 10 into 10, 100 units. And then we can go with the B combination. Here the units of capital is 1 and the units of labor, that is 8. So 1 into 20 plus 8 into 10, that is producing the 100 units of the output. Likewise, all the combinations, different units of capital and different units of the labor, here we are increasing the capital units and decreasing the labor units. When we calculate the price of each one, we are getting the same level of the output. When we put all together the points in the graph, we can get the graph here. We can get the ISO cost line A, B, C, D, E, F. All the factors are, all the combinations are producing the same level of the output, and we can get the ISO cost line. See here, A combination, in that situation 10 is the labor and capital is 0, and when it is a B combination 8 is the labor and what is that 1 is the capital. In the C combination 6 is the labor, 2 is the capital, and in the D combination 4 is the labor and 3 is the capital. In the E combination 2 is the labor and 4 is the what is that capital. In the F combination labor is 0 but capital is 5. So for concept explanation we are taking A and F combinations here, because this is practically not possible. Why? Because instead of the help of the other factor, production is quite tough. Production is quite tough. So the reason here, where the capital is 0, where the labor is 0, these are there for the concept here, there for the concept to explain. But in practice we can see B, C, D, E combinations can go with by the producers. They can go with the B combination, they can go with the C combination, they can go with the D combination, E combination, because here when instead of considering the factors, if they consider the price of the factors, when considering the price of the factor, which the combinations of factors are having the same level of the cost outlay, that outlay if they consider it as a combinations, they can go with the any combinations here for the production. So all the combinations are having the same level of the cost. When there is a same level of the cost, they can go with any combinations here in their production unit. So instead of going with the earlier one isocons, for the concept understanding we can use the isocons, but for practical applications we can go with the ISO cost lines. So instead of considering the factor, we can consider the price of the factor, the which factors combinations are having the same level of the cost, all the factors we can decide it here, and after that we can go with the any combination for the production. So in this way we can understand the ISO costs and ISO cons. Okay. With this explanation I would like to stop my presentation today. I would like to continue in the next class.